Well, hello everyone. My name is Keith, and I'm going to be hosting this crafting episode here. This is called Diamond Creations, and this is my first time doing something like this. I've done some uh, content before on YouTube and Twitch and other places like that. I do some gaming and that type of thing online live, but this is the first time trying to do a craft type thing. This is diamond painting that we're going to be doing here for a little while. I actually got introduced to this about a year ago and have enjoyed this little hobby, pastime, whatever you want to call it. Some people find diamond painting to be therapeutic. But anyway, it involves, you need like 5 different things to do diamond painting. You're going to need a pen of some kind. I'm going to try to hold these up and show you. I've got a couple different cameras. But anyway, diamond painting pen. Usually one side is just for single diamonds at a time. The other side will have this one has a screw on, screw off type of fitting that you can put in different tips here. And some of them, this one's a 3 diamond tip, so you can put 3 diamonds on at a time. Other ones go up to like 10 or 12, something like that. So you can find them out there that have many more than this. But anyway, this is a typical diamond pen. You're going to need a tray of some kind. This helps you to sort out the diamonds so that you can actually pick them up, because you have to pick them up a certain way. And of course you want to put them on your picture. And so you want them to face up. And anyway, that helps you to sort those out. This is some diamond wax. It's just wax that I use. And you'll take your pen and you'll put it in the wax, and you get the wax built up inside the little holes or little open areas inside the pen. And then that wax is what picks up the diamond and allows you then to place it on the painting that you're doing. And then of course you need diamonds themselves, and of course there's many different colors. This particular painting has one that's up to 5,200. So anyway, there's thousands of different colors of diamonds out there. And then of course you'll need a painting of some kind as well. Now what we're going to be working on, since it is going to be getting into fall here pretty soon, is a kind of a fall setting with this one's got a pumpkin on it and kind of an interesting background. And so this is one I'm working on at the present time. But again, you'll take those diamonds and you'll start placing them there. Each of the diamonds are numbered, either a letter or a number. And that's how you know which diamonds to put in what place, because some of them are very close as far as the way they look, as color-wise and that type of thing. But anyway, so those are the things that you're going to need. If you buy a diamond painting kit, they got them on Amazon and such. You can buy them pretty cheap, and they'll come with everything you need to get started. Okay, I've got some extra things to help enhance the work and such. But anyway, I'll talk about some of that as we kind of go. I'll show you a recent painting that I just finished up. Again, getting into fall and everything. So this is a one that I just finished up. And again, the sunflowers and vase. You can see kind of the sparkle there with the diamonds and such. So anyway, that's one I just finished up. It's a pretty painting, and then again you can put those in frames and hang them up on your walls and all of that type of thing. So this is like painting by number, if you're familiar with that, but instead of using the pens or the pencils to color in, you're using diamonds. And so this morning, or this afternoon it is for me anyway, we're going to again work on this particular painting here. And so anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch over. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay and everything sounds and looks okay. Like I say, this is my first time trying this on, doing this type of thing on YouTube. And so I'm hoping everything is looking and sounding okay. So let me go ahead and get over to my next. So this is going to be the scene that I'm going to use for actually doing the diamond painting. And so anyway, we're working on this particular painting here. Now, one of these large paintings, if you were going to get into diamond painting, I would recommend that you get a very small something to begin with. They got different sizes and stuff. This one here is, let's see, do they have it listed? This one's a 30 by 30 centimeter. And so that's roughly like a 10 by 10 inch painting picture. And so that's, I don't know, kind of average. Well, you don't usually find too many square ones. Most of them that you'll find are usually like a 10 by 14, which is a 30 by 40 centimeter picture that you can paint. And so this one's kind of an unusual size. It's square. But anyway, I would recommend trying to find a small one to start off with, just to see if you're going to like it. A painting like this can take it will take several hours. I think that 30 by 40 one I just showed you, it probably took me, I don't know, I want to say 25 hours. I don't know. I need to time myself sometime just to see how much time I put into some of these type of things. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. So again, you've got numbers and letters here that are on this. Okay, here's another piece of equipment I didn't show you earlier. This is something I just recently picked up, and it is a light pad that you can get. You can get them different sizes. And so this will accommodate the one like I just did, the 10 inch by 14 inch painting. But anyway, this allows you to light the painting from the backside. Usually, if you're just doing a diamond painting, and especially in a darker room, you'll have to have a lamp or something like that so you can see the letters and numbers clearly. This allows you to work in a darker room and just illuminate the painting from the backside. And so it's kind of neat. Also, it allows you to tip it up. I can tip it up different angles here to work with. And so something I like to do sometimes is I'll put in a movie, especially one I've already seen maybe, but I kind of want to watch it again. And I'll play the movie, and I'll put this on a little end table type thing, TV tray type thing. And I can work kind of in the relative darkness and watch the movie and work on the painting at the same time. And so anyway, that's something that you might want to look at later on. I wouldn't advise you getting one right off the bat. I would just see if you like the diamond painting and process first, and then maybe get you something like that later on. Okay, let's go ahead and start doing some of the work here. I'm going to have to use my glasses to just help me see the letters and numbers. They are very small. The diamonds are very small, so yeah, if you have trouble seeing objects up close, you'll probably want some kind of magnifiers or something. These are just reading glasses that I use to read with as well. So anyway, look on here. I usually try to work like from bottom to top or from one side to the other, and so I try to find a particular number or letter that there's a lot of in a certain area. And so along the bottom here, I am seeing it's kind of several different ones. So it don't really matter. But let's go with some ones. I see several ones. Now I've got all my I can hold this down here for you. I've got all of my diamonds in these little tubes. In fact, I've got a whole kit over here. I probably should have showed you that as well earlier. That you can keep. It's like a little suitcase. And it has, I've got all my diamonds in there. I've got them all labeled, what numbers and letters they are. And then I've got all my supplies that I need as far as my pens and trays and all of that type of thing. Keeps it all nice and neat. I can just get it out when I want to and put it back when I'm finished. So anyway, we got number one here. You can see I got it labeled there. And so I'm going to pour this out into my tray down here. And I try to kind of estimate how many there are. Of course, there's no way of doing that too well. But then what you do is you just shake your tray and you try to get them to line up. I don't know if I can show you that. So you get them lined up, and you want to get them lined up in rows like that as much as you can, and get them separated. And it flips up those diamonds so that you can pick them up from the top side. Again, this is where your pin will come in. Now you want to load your pin up before you start work, of course, and get the wax built up in it to help you pick up the diamonds. So let me get some of that on each side. I know a lot of people don't like to use the multi-side of the, ooh, I don't have any in it, of the pin, but it certainly helps to speed up the work. So anyway, we're working with number 1 here, so I'll just start picking these up. Again, you probably will not be able to see that very well, but you can see the diamond on the end of my pen now. And again, you just start putting them over the number 1s, wherever you find those. And so again, it's some people find it tedious. I know I actually work at a senior facility here in the town where I live at. This is how I kind of got introduced to diamond painting. And one of the ladies did this, and I was kind of looking for a craft. I do social activities with some of the seniors there, and so I was looking for kind of a craft to do with them. And so when I saw this, I thought, this is something interesting, and I found out a lot of people didn't know about it. I had never heard anything about it. And so anyway, I thought I went ahead and bought a kit for myself and started doing it a little bit. I thought it was good. And so I decided to show or teach it to some of the seniors that lived there. And several of them started doing it on their own. And then we started a diamond painting club. And so once a month I buy, there's these little kits that you can get off of Amazon that have like 10 different these little coasters or magnets that you can make to put on your refrigerator that you diamond paint. And so there's a nice little project that you can do. It takes about an hour, hour and a half for them to do, and they can take it with them and keep. And so we've been doing that. And I get them by themes, for 4th of July or Christmas, fall season coming up, so there's a lot of different varieties that you can do. So anyway, you just continue to work, placing these wherever you find ones at. Once you get into kind of a groove, you can go pretty quickly. You don't have to push too hard or anything. These things are pretty sticky. Usually if I would recommend, now this, when you buy a painting like this, it will come with a film over it, a clear plastic film over it, and you just peel it off. I would recommend not peeling it all the way off. I would just start on one corner and peel it back and just work on that. Otherwise, what happened on this particular one, the thing was taken off and I think thrown away. And so all of this has been exposed, and obviously you can get dirt on it, and plus other things on it if you're not careful. So I would just recommend, plus you get your hand on it too as you're working if you don't have that plastic cover on there to conceal it. So anyway, usually I would recommend just peeling away and starting on one corner and just continue to peel it back as you make progress across the painting. And I didn't know if that would drown us out. I'll have to try to set that up. I don't know if I'll be continuing to do these episodes or not. I had thought about maybe once a week or more, just depending on any kind of interest or anything that people might have in this. Trying to do this on a regular basis. And so there's certainly some more stuff I'd like to do. To get something set up like this for content creators can take quite a bit of time, just the initial setup. Once you get it set up, you can tweak it and do things with it pretty easily, but anyway, I've created this channel, and it's kind of funny though with YouTube. You think you find a unique name or something like that, and then you get to look and you find out there's hundreds of people that have already had that particular name and that particular idea of what you wanted to do. So it's hard to be unique in that respect. But anyway, I appreciate you guys joining us. And if you have any questions, I got the chat hopefully working. I'm watching it down here on a couple other devices as well. So if you do comment in the chat, if you got a question or anything, I can try to answer for you. Like I said, I consider myself still a newbie at this. I've only done really, 3, 4 larger paintings like this. No, I take that back. Probably more like 4 or 5. But still, compared to some who've been doing this maybe for some time, it's actually been out there for quite a while. This craft. This is, again, similar to a paint by number type thing. I even compare it to doing a puzzle, and again, people usually like to do those type of activities. Like I say, it's kind of, a lot of people I hear talk about it being therapeutic. I mean, you kind of takes you away from thinking about, some of the stuff that's going on in your life that maybe you don't like to dwell upon, and just gives you time to focus on doing something constructive like this. And then, of course, when you get it all finished, there's a sense of fulfillment that you completed a project. And like I say, some of these have got some really beautiful paintings that you can do. And even bigger paintings. I was looking at some the other day. I mean, they make some that are 30 inches by, 15, 18 inches. So, I mean, that's a huge... I forget, I think I typed it in the other day. I was trying to figure out how many diamonds there are. And I was thinking of the one I just did, the 10 by 14. And I think it came up with like 70,000 plus diamonds. So that's a lot of little diamonds to put out. Now, again, do it one at a time, or like I've got a 3 setting on mine. So let's see if I can hold that up there so you guys can see that. So I got 3 diamonds on the tip, and so I can go in here and lay those down here where there's 3 in a row. And so you try to keep those nice and even as much as possible. Now, these are round diamonds. There is such a thing as square diamonds. I have not done a square diamond painting yet. I'd like to try one. They're more difficult to do. So again, I would recommend starting out with the round diamond. Again, obviously they're the most popular and everything, but the square ones are supposedly look better. They of course fit tighter because you're fitting a round diamond in kind of a square space when you do these paintings. But the square ones, they will just be locked in. Well, not necessarily locked in, but the square sides will all match up. That's where you got to get them all even and such. There are some devices that you can use to help keep everything nice and even, and those certainly would be necessary on the round or the square diamonds. I even use it on these round ones. Once you get them in place, get a bunch of them in place, you can use one of those things to kind of line everything up a little bit better, make the seams all nice and straight if you can. It'll just make your painting look that much better. All right, so trying to find ones. Again, if you miss them, obviously you can come back and fill them in later. I like to just do, like I say, all of them that I can find in a given area. I like to use up all of them in my tray before moving on. Sometimes when you're first starting, and you're just working with small area down in a corner and you're peeling it back, you may pour out a lot more diamonds than what you actually need. And so you can just pour them back into your tube and save them till later and go to the next number or letter that you want to put on your painting. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use up all the ones in my tray or not. Surely I can find a bunch more ones and such. I'm sorry I'm not able to blow it up anymore. I don't know. I may work with some, if I do some more of these videos, I may work with the camera angles and stuff a little bit. It would be nice to have a camera to see what I'm seeing, but unless I wore some glasses that had a built-in camera or something like that, I don't know if that would be possible. And then it wouldn't work well when I look at the screen, the computer screen, or the chat, or something else besides the picture itself. But just wanted to give you guys a little taste here of what this is like. Maybe introduce you to something that you want to try out for yourself, and especially with the fall, winter coming up here. I know a lot of people look for crafts and such that they can do inside. This is a excellent option for you. If you like doing paintings, like doing color by number, this would just fit right in with that. Okay. All right, so I used all the number ones that I had in the tray. All right, let's move on to another number or letter. I'm seeing quite a few. Boy, sometimes it's difficult to tell the difference between certain numbers and letters. Now let's just move on to number 2. I see I got a bunch of 2s over here in one spot. Maybe give you a little close up here of, you can probably see some of them, but I just thought I may hold it up there better so you can see the actual numbers and letters. This one all has numbers, so that makes it kind of nice. So it's just numbers that we're dealing with. Well, I'll take it back. There are a few letters. And the diamond painting, as you can see over here on the side, in fact, this one has it on both sides here, which most of them have, has a little ledger that corresponds numbers and symbols that you have out here together. So like if your painting has a U on it, the corresponding number to that is 24. And so I have all mine just numbered, and so I can just keep it that way. They don't have a 24 out here on the painting. All right, so these are all number 2s. Sometimes I forget, if I'm not careful, which number I am actually working on. So here's number 2. Again, this is a nice fall painting. I've been looking at, I've already got a winter one that I've ordered and received. That I will be working on here in the coming weeks after I get this one done. I also saw some really neat paintings of one of the things I was looking at was lighthouses. I thought that would be cool. And they had some beautiful pictures of lighthouses. I thought I'd like to try one of those here at some point. But with winter and Christmas coming up, definitely want to start thinking ahead here about what I want to do. Maybe during those times, it's a good time of year to be working on crafts and that type of thing. And like I say, Amazon and other companies like that, I know people buy them off of Temu that are really cheap there if you've done any business on there. Even some of your craft stores sell diamond painting kits. And like I say, if you buy a kit, it will come with everything you need. The pen, the wax, the tray, everything will be included with that. So you can just buy the kit and start off diamond painting. The main issue you might run into right off the bat with something like that, though, is where to store your diamonds. Obviously, if you cut open a bag that has a bunch of diamonds in it, and again, you're going to just use a few of those, you need somewhere to put the rest of them. And so one of the things I found was some small storage things for, like, I don't know, what would this be for like dipping sauces and stuff, but they were just little things that had a lid on them. They're sold at a grocery store. And at first I was using some of those. Again, you can buy diamond painting trays that are clear, and you can label them, and they're divided up into however big and many you want. And you can buy one of those fairly cheap as well. So you might look into that. That might be something right off the bat you might want to use to just help keep your diamonds separated and easy to access and that type of thing. Because you're going to be opening them and taking them out and working with them quite a bit and putting them back up, so you need some way to be able to do that easily. All right, I'm trying to do, a lot of times what I'll do with these as I'm putting them out is I will work on getting all the ones that I can that are grouped together, like in, like this pen, like I say, I've got a 3 diamond end on it. I can put 3 diamonds down at one time. And so I will try to use that as much as possible at first. And then once I get all the ones that are 3 or more that are aligned together in a row used up, then I will go with the single and fill in all of the single or double ones that are left. But again, don't want to get in a hurry. Again, this is something you just need to know. You're going to have to spend some time putting it together. It's like getting a 1,000-piece puzzle out. That's not something you're going to put together in an afternoon. And so just, it's nice to have a table or something that you can maybe keep this out on. What we've been doing is we have it set on like a TV tray, and we just set it off to the side in the living room, and then every once in a while we'll get it out, maybe once or twice a day, move the table over to one of our chairs and sit in a chair and work on the diamond painting. I also like to do it with some music in the background and that type of thing. In fact, that's what I was planning on doing here, but I was kind of running out of time, and I wanted to go ahead and try to do a session. And so I didn't get a chance to get all of that organized. But maybe for next time. Didn't realize there was that many twos on here. Got to putting these down and then realize a lot more down here than I thought. Had to pour out some more diamonds. Like I say, I like to try to tackle the big groups first and then work my way down to the single diamonds. Again, these are not real valuable diamonds, anything like that. These are acrylic, I think, pieces. But they are sparkly. One of the things you can do too when you get your painting done, they got this, well, it's a kind of glue, I believe. I have not used any of it myself, but I know it's available out there and I know other people use it. But you put it over, you pour it over your painting and spread it out, and it will dry clear, but it will give your diamonds kind of an extra glow and sparkle, I guess I should say, not a glow, but a sparkle. I'll try to find a piece of equipment. I didn't, did I get one? I know I've got a pair, there we are. One of the other things you're going to need too for diamond painting is a pair of good tweezers. And because sometimes, you know, you make a mistake and you put down the wrong color diamond in the wrong spot. And even with these, it is difficult once you put it down to get it up. What I oftentimes would do is I'll try to slide it over to the right spot if I can. If it wasn't supposed to go where I put it. If you can find a spot. Okay. Had to move that one quite a ways to get it to fit. Or get it in the right spot, I guess I should say. But anyway, I hope you guys are all having a good day wherever you're at. It's actually a beautiful day here. Especially for this time of year. You usually expect it to be really hot and unbearable outside, and it's actually a pretty nice, decent day. For August, mid-August. Like I said, it's usually hot, dry. It is drying out, but we've had pretty good rains, which again is kind of unusual for us there in the summertime because everything is still pretty decently green. The grass and everything. It's just now starting to turn a little bit brown, because it's been a while since we've had any significant rain. A couple weeks. Now on one hand, I certainly want the green grass. On the other hand, I don't like to mow. And so I would, it doesn't bother me too much. Especially mowing in the real drastic heat. If it's going to get that hot and stuff out, then I can live with a brown lawn for a while. Alright, like I say, some of these numbers and letters, there'll be a lot of them. And you got to refill the wax in your pen every so often. I don't know how often, but after 20 or so diamonds that you put on with your pen, you probably need to reload it with some wax. When you find it difficult to start picking them up, obviously, sometimes instead of loading it with wax, it takes out your wax. All right, let's see, what are we looking for here? Trying to find those twos. I hate it though when especially if I thought I had all of a particular number or letter done, and so I put up the diamonds, and then I look and find one or two more that I missed. Again, you can always do them later. When you get done with your painting, you'll have to go over it to make sure that you didn't leave any spots open. And sometimes you'll find you'll have quite a few that you fail to get for whatever reason. So there's no time limit or anything like that, and you're doing this. It's like a puzzle that you're working on. You just work on a little bit here and there. Sometimes maybe only 15-20 minutes, and then other times it might be a couple hours that you spend working on it on one setting. And so you just work on it a little bit at a time. No need to get in any hurry. I'm hoping I can find I hadn't even looked yet, hoping I can find a little frame for this one. That's one of the things too I've noticed. Again, the most common size for these diamond paintings is 10 inches would be 10 by 14, right? Or is it 12 by 16? Something like that. And it is hard to, that's kind of an oddball size frame, picture frame. And so you'll have to kind of look around. Amazon sells some, and they sell some pretty reasonably priced ones. So, in fact, you can buy, you can buy them in groups of like 2 to, well, I'm sure on up, but 2, 4, 5 at a time. And probably paying somewhere around $8 or $9 a frame. So I just recently bought a couple ones, a couple different frames, one white, one black, same size. Like I say, a lot of these diamond paintings are that 10 by 14 or 12 by 16 size. And so of course, you can always just change them out, especially if you do a lot of like seasonal type paintings. So in the fall, you'll get out the fall ones and put those in your frames and put them up on the wall. Winter, of course, you get out the winter ones. All right, let's see. Do I want to do more twos or switch to another? I think I'll switch to another. So this time I'm going with a letter, so I have to look up a G. G is number 13. And I got the number 13s here. This is a bright orangey color, pretty color. Not a true orange, kind of a, I don't know how to describe it. All right. Again, if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. If you happen to be watching, and now in this particular painting, since the film has all been removed already, I can work on anywhere in the painting, no problem. I know some people I've seen have taken that film that's on there and then they draw like a grid set up, you know, each square being a few inches, like a 3 by 3 inch square. So divide up that whole painting in grids and then cut one square out at a time and work on that square and just work through the puzzle that way, or through the painting that way. That would certainly be an option to do. I haven't tried that myself, but that would be one way to do it. One of the things, when you get to peeling that back, it keeps trying to roll over on you, so it kind of gets frustrating trying to hold that back and paint at the same time. So that certainly might be an option, where you just cut out a square and do a little square here and there. And that sound you hear is kind of the suction of the diamonds when you're pulling away from the wax that was holding them on your pin. It might be a neat little project for you, for some of your friends to be able to get together, and either you can buy some of those smaller things like I was talking about earlier, coasters or small magnets for like Christmas time or during the fall, the different color leaves and stuff. They sell some of these kits anyway that you can get together with your friends and they can all work on a different one together. Or each person could bring their own painting and, you know, have your little diamond painting club somewhere, and you guys get together at somebody's house each month and just catch up with one another and work on your paintings together. In fact, I'm going to see about... Hey, it does work. All right. Starting to get some color to this. The first part of this painting had a lot of dark colors around the edges here, and so we get into the pumpkin themselves and get some oranges and yellows. Is going to start brightening it up. Now I'm starting to run out of finding 3 G's in a row. Start putting the single ones in. Okay, got all of that. Now as you put them diamonds on there, you'll need to kind of go back and realign them a little bit. You know, you want everything to be nice and straight lines if you can. It will just help to enhance the appearance of your painting when you're completed. All right, that's all the G's. Okay, let's see what else next. And let's see a bunch of R's here. So R is 21. Again, hopefully everything's going well for you today. Again, I'm not sure if I like how I've got my setup for doing this right now, but this is the way it's going to be today. If I do any future streams, I may adjust my layout a little bit. Find all these R's at the moment here. And you know, an R and a K can look very similar. And I've got both of them in this painting. They usually, I think, try to avoid using letters and numbers that are similar, like a B and an 8. Sometimes that can be very difficult to tell the difference between. I wish they would kind of avoid, well, like I say, sometimes I think they do try to avoid using those similar symbols, which is nice. Didn't look like there was very many, and then now there's looking like a bunch on this particular one. Okay, and there's still some R's. I think I'll continue doing some more of those. All right. Again, this is a slow process. I know when I introduce this to some people, it's too meticulous for them. I mean, working with real small diamonds and placing hundreds of diamonds on a painting like this just is not very appealing to them. And that's okay. I understand. Not all of us like the same type of activities. It's what makes our world unique, or interesting, I guess I should say. Here's the diversity of interests and that type of thing people have. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, I think I may call it a session. Let me go ahead and switch back over to my home screen. Again, appreciate you stopping by and checking us out. Not sure if I'm going to continue doing some of these type of things, but I just wanted to give it a try, see how it would look and how easy it might be to do. But I hope I introduced to you the joy of diamond painting, and something you might be interested in picking up yourself. And so anyway, I would encourage you to try to do that. Again, I would start off with a small painting if you can. Maybe even just a coaster or some type of magnetic, thing that you could do to put up on your refrigerator or something like that. Just give you a taste of what it's like. Again, it's going to take several hours to do one of these larger paintings, and you might get a little discouraged with that. So start off small, see if it's something you might think you would enjoy, and then work your way up to something bigger and more sophisticated. But anyway, appreciate you stopping by. Again, my name's Keith. Hope you'll come back and join us again, and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate any kind of feedback you may have about the video itself or about diamond painting. But hopefully we'll get to see you again soon. But until next time, take care.